This is On the Money with Ryan Wheelis, financial advisor and the founder of Allied Wealth, offices all around Houston. And Ryan wants us to play Stump the Chump. Wait a minute. Now, he titled that. I can't call you a chump on air, man. No,
Yeah,
I've got
can.
some, I went through Forbes and Kiplinger's and SSA.gov and AARP and heck, even on Yahoo Finance retirement sections. There's so many questions out there, and I wanted to hit some rapid fire questions, if you don't mind, just to get some information out to folks as quickly as we can. I know we talk about the markets. I know we talk about inflation, but there's some very, very specific questions that are on people's minds right now. Do you mind if I throw you some quick fastballs?
Go for it, Spike. Folks, listen, I have not seen these questions. I have no idea what Spike's going to ask me, so it is the little game of Stump the Chump here, but let's have some fun.
Totally unscripted here, folks, as always. But now I've got questions for him he doesn't even know are coming. Number one, how do you effectively allocate your investment assets to balance growth and mitigate that risk as you transition into retirement? Transition was a big topic matter in all different
Spike,
kinds of websites.
you get one question here, bud. it's one question.
I do tend to add. Sorry about that. Okay. Transitioning. What do we do with the investment allocation?
I think that the biggest way to do it is to come to the realization that all of your retirement dollars and money really should not be invested the same way. So what we do is say, okay, wait a minute. You've got money out there. So that's your primary tool, okay? And you want to have your non-discretionary expenses, your food, your water, your shelter, your clothing, access to health care, transportation, utilities, anything you've got to have to maintain a quality of life whatsoever in your golden years. You want to have those expenses guaranteed to you for life, also grown for inflation as well, okay? Well, you can look at your fixed income, and maybe you've got a pension that you're taking as a payout, maybe. Maybe you've got Social Security as well. Well, you likely will. All right. If your pension and your Social Security don't make up the full amount of your non-discretionary expense, okay, then you want to look at what options are out there available to you to finance the difference from a guaranteed source. Well, today, the best way to do that, folks, because of where interest rates are, is some type of an income annuity. So we want to go out and find the least amount of money possible we can put into an income annuity to have that guaranteed income for life. So you've always got your basics met no matter what happens. If you live to be 110, your basics are met. That's pretty cool. The balance of the money, we need to look at how we're going to invest that. And so maybe we take a pot of money and we create a cash bucket, Spike, maybe a 2-year cash bucket. Put that in a money market account.
2 years?
Yeah, 2 years, all right? The reason why we do 2 years, by the way, is the average bear market recovery is about 2.5. Okay, so if a bear market comes, about 2.5 years to recover. So a 2-year, 3-year money bucket works good. And then the balance of that, we want to look at what we call a risk versus return curve. So the further we go out on that curve, the more risk we're taking with your money and the more return we should be getting. We want to put it all out there on the far end of the curve, right? We want to have some out there for sure for long-term growth expectations, help combat inflation, that sort of thing. Opportunities to come across, right? There's nothing worse than, man, I missed that opportunity because I didn't have money out there, right? Let's have some opportunistic money out there. And then let's balance that with some different buckets of money along that risk-return curve and build a portfolio for you that has the guaranteed income to provide the needs you have for non-discretionary expenses met for life, and the balance of growth and opportunity and cash reserves are out there as well. But they're all working together to accomplish the same goal. But notice that we are doing different things here.
Different thing. I was going to say, you didn't just stay in one lane.
No, if my honey-do list has, replaced
the shingles because mine is always so big every weekend.
Oh, mine too. But if my honey-do list says, hey, replace the missing shingle that the storm blew off the house, I'm going to go get a hammer and some roof nails to do that. Okay. I'm also going to get a ladder to go up on the roof. All right. If it's hang this picture in the hallway for me, I'm going to get a screwdriver and a screw and screw a wall anchor into the wall. All right. If I need to go adjust the training wheels on my son's new electric motorcycle we got him for doing so good in school this year, I'm going to get a crescent wrench and adjust those training wheels. Okay. Yeah. the point is that just like tools in the toolbox that are all designed to accomplish different things, there's no bad tool in the toolbox. There's just the right tool at that time for the specific task you're trying to complete. Folks, investments in money, in stocks and bonds and mutual funds and separately managed accounts and structured notes and private placements and real estate investment trusts and private equity deals and annuities and life insurance and Medicare supplements and all this stuff. There's no bad stuff out there. Certainly, some people may argue that Craftsman tools and Snap-on tools are better than Craftsman tools, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But the reality, and then certainly there is some of that out there in that space that we help.
Or rechargeable tools. They've been talking a lot about that. Everything
but
from lawnmowers and drills.
Right. There's no bad tool.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the right tool for the right job. And investments and selecting investments are the exact same way. And one of the things that we're really good at Allied Wealth is navigating what those options are, finding the best ones of those options. We'd like, instead of buying the Craftsman, which I own Craftsman tools, by the way, there's nothing wrong with them. But some people that really work on stuff on a day-to-day basis, they won't Snap-on, right? Well, I'm going to go try to find you the best Snap-on version of what's out there for what we're trying to accomplish. And that's what it comes down to, Spike. And then what we do is we test different stuff too. It's like, okay, I don't, I've always been taught a 60-40 portfolio works for me, but 60% of my money in stocks sounds too risky or doesn't sound aggressive enough. Well, let's test it. Let's look if we go 70% stocks. Let's look if we go 80% stocks, right? What happens to the plan over the long period of time? And it's almost like a lab. We're in this lab and we're testing these different things to help build the ideal investment plan, income plan, Social Security timing strategy, right? Maximization strategy, healthcare plan, legacy plan, the best of the best that gets you where you want to ultimately go, folks. And
you've tested these tools. You've done this over and over again. You understand the length of the flight plan. You've done this over and over again. So this is different, though, than the accumulation advisor. The difference in taking a look at that 60-40, 70-30, you're trying to identify what that portfolio needs to be. Going back to that question, what is the effective asset allocation for transitioning? You do need to transition people from how they were invested from their 401ks, 403bs, 457s into retirement.
I mean, Spike, you can, folks. You can leave your money in your 401k and just let it ride if you want to. There's nothing wrong with that, okay? Except this. If that's you have to ask yourself a question. And the question is this. If my money stays in my 401k throughout my golden years, I have to understand that what my 401k investments largely are either target date funds, which move money blindly away from equities towards bonds as you age, or they're index funds, which get 100% of market returns and 100% of market losses. If you can stomach allowing the stock market to dictate the quality of life you live in retirement, then go for it, right? Go for it as long as you can do it. And here's what I mean. If you've got $1 million in your 401k and you're pulling out, say, let's just use 5%, okay? I know the rule's 4%. Let's use 5%. You're pulling out $50,000 a year, all right? You've got another $40,000 from Social Security. Now you're at $90,000 for your income, and you've got maybe a pension on top of that, so you're easily at $120,000. Cool, okay? Well, if the market crashes 50% on you, the amount of money you're taking off your portfolio just went from $1 million down to $500,000, and you're taking 5%. So you're getting $25,000 of income now during this period that the market's down, okay? And it could be down for as much as, it could be 10 years, could be 6 months, could be 5 years. We don't know. But during this period, your income has gone down. What doesn't change in that scenario is your retirement expenses. Your expenses don't fall when the market
Or if
falls.
anything, they go up over time.
Exactly. So as long as you understand the risk associated with what you're doing, then that's fine. And that really is kind of where we try to get people to, Spike, is making sure they understand the risk in what they are doing or what they are not doing. All right? So if we can reduce the risk in your portfolio, increase return, lower fees, provide guaranteed income, I mean, we're in a good situation, right? But if we're not taking any of those measures, then you may be in a situation where your money's invested in a way to where you're taking on too much risk and don't even know it.
Right. Folks, you need to get your own portfolio x-ray. Look, whether it's us or someone like us, just make sure it's somebody who has done thousands and thousands of retirement plan strategies. We can do that for you right here. You can call the phone number. You can go to retirenowhouston.com. You can schedule an appointment in there. But I encourage you to call the phone number. Sure, the markets, as we reported last week, bounced above 40,000. But guess what happened in the last 10 days? It's also come down 400, 500 points. You don't want to be relying on the stock market to determine what your lifestyle is going to be in retirement. Get your no-cost portfolio x-ray with Ryan Wheelis. Call 844-944-7555. That's 844-944-7555, or go to retirenowhouston.com. Schedule your appointment right there. More with the captain himself, Ryan Wheelis, when we get back right after this.